So heading into this Week 12 encounter between the Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos, many didn't give the home team much of a chance as the offense has been abysmal all season and Russell Wilson has looked like a shell of himself since arriving in Mile High. The best thing the Broncos could do was try and get something positive out of this game, whether it be having Russ establish a stronger connection with his receivers or the defense continuing to dominate the opposition. There really wasn't much to play for aside from maybe snapping a 13-game losing streak against one of your hated rivals. That said, things didn't get off to a great start for Denver as they quickly went down 27-0 with a few minutes to spare in the first half. The defense were getting outmatched by Mahomes and company, and the Chiefs' first TD of the game from Jerick McKinnon really deflated Denver's D. On third down, they had Mahomes on the run, albeit a place where the QB is pretty dangerous, but his underhand throw to his running back just put a dagger to the defense. Up until that point, the defense held the Chiefs' offense to 2 field goals, but to give up a TD in that fashion on a broken up play just really hurt. Then on 4th and 1 inside Chiefs territory, the Broncos offense went for it, and this resulted in Russ throwing a pick six that was returned by Willie Gay to give Kansas City the 27-0 lead. Now this was pretty much rock bottom and the worst possible situation for Denver, but how they responded from this point on was one of the more positive things to take away from this game. After an interception on Mahomes, Russ on the final drive in the first half established a real connection with Jeudy that was capped off with an 18-yard TD grab from the receiver. Then with a minute left, Patrick Surtain picked off Mahomes, and this gave the team another chance before the half. And if I'm gonna be honest, Russ in these final few minutes looked like the Russell Wilson from Seattle. The QB used his legs to gain a couple first downs and just basically showed a lot of that composure we saw with the Seahawks. And finally, on the last play of the drive, he gave home fans something to cheer about as he hit Jeudy again in the end zone to pull within 13 points. Down 27-14 going to the third quarter, Russ connected with Marlon Mack on a screen pass for a 66-yard touchdown reception to blow the game wide open. From being down 27 points, the home team in 5 minutes of play scrambled back to now only be down by a score. This was the first time all season the team showed any fight and the offense clicking on all cylinders. Russ was playing his best game of the season, but at the time was taking a beating from the Chiefs pass rush as he got sacked a total of 6 times. And finally, before the end of the third quarter, KC scored another to extend their lead back to 13 points. Early in the fourth, after a defensive PI call on the Chiefs, Russ from 3rd and long went on a run after escaping a defender, and after claiming the first down, was hit by Chris Jones from behind and took a hard hit to the ground. The QB was clearly concussed, as you could see he was pretty dazed lying on the ground and struggled to get on his own 2 feet. Upon stepping out of the game for Brett Rypien, the backup QB hit Jeudy in the end zone for the receiver's 3rd touchdown of the game. The Broncos had a chance to snap their losing streak as Mahomes committed his 3rd pick of the game, but Denver ultimately failed to convert that turnover into points and fell to their 14th straight defeat to the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs. Clearly another disappointing outing for the home team, but there were a few positives to take away. This was Jerry Jeudy's best game in his NFL career by a mile. Since being drafted ahead of CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, many often compare their careers, so this was a game the receiver could really build on for more consistency and production. Russ, on the other hand, showed glimpses of his former self, a QB who would throw his body on the line for his team, and it's just a shame that he had to leave the game. Anyways, hopefully this is a little bit of optimism Broncos country can find in Sunday's game, as there hasn't been much in 2022.